Brett Shroetlin is joining us, Grand County Sheriff. So we're talking transient community and people not knowing rules and stuff and driving under the influence. And marijuana has a huge part in that, I would assume. It's been legal now for 2 years? A year? 2 years.
A couple years now, 2014 maybe.
How are we learning some new things? Are we learning some good things on how to kind of control that, what that looks like? And
we're on the right direction.
Great.
You know, it's been a different deal for Colorado.
Yeah.
Some things got put into place, and now we're trying to play 8-ball and trying to catch up with it as we move forward. And so we're now finally kind of learning how we should be dealing with this marijuana focus, I guess.
Yeah.
And so kind of our plan is to, continuously enforce marijuana laws as the voters have decided they need to be enforced.
Yeah.
Because ultimately our voters in Colorado decided on recreational and medical marijuana being allowed in the state.
Right.
And so many people ask me what my opinion is as a sheriff. As a sheriff, my job is to enforce the laws set by the citizens.
For sure.
And so that's what we do.
Yep.
Is that we don't take a side on it. Our job is to keep everyone safe, enforce the laws as they need to be enforced, and educate where we can educate.
Right.
And so if we do those types of things, our piece of the puzzle is kind of contained.
Yeah. And
then other people have other parts of the puzzle that they're working on.
Yeah. For people who are coming from out of state who might want to try it, they can, right? You don't have to be a Colorado citizen.
No, you don't.
Can you explain a little bit about if people want to try it, some tips or some ideas or how to be safe about it or rules of what they can carry and
So what I would recommend is, because there is so many parts and pieces to this puzzle, is go onto the state's website if you're here.
Perfect.
Our internet is our resource.
Yes.
Go on there and study up what you want to do.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is the medical component is different than the recreational component. Each municipality has different laws and do's and don'ts.
Yeah.
The counties do. Everybody kind of follows the state in general.
Yeah.
However, to speak too generally on it is really, really tough.
Yeah.
And so the part with anything when you come to a new state is, just like drunk driving, is study up on what's allowed, what's not allowed, what might be too much for you, might not be too much for someone else.
Right.
And so there's so many things that go into it. The biggest piece of the puzzle is educate yourself.
Yeah.
Know yourself.
Yeah.
Educate yourself. And if you think you're not in the right place or not in a safe spot, stop.
Yeah. Do you know the state's website by any chance? Or it's flashing on our screen below. But make sure it's a legit website, right? I feel like people believe everything they read on the internet, and it might not be an appropriate website.
The state of Colorado has a medical or a marijuana enforcement division.
Perfect.
Through the Department of Revenue. So if you go to the state of Colorado website, which is colorado.gov, and then go to their medical marijuana or their marijuana division, they'll have all this stuff detailed out there. It talks about regulations for the dispensaries, talks about regulations for caregivers, for recreational, for marijuana, for medical marijuana. There's just so many facets of this that it's hard to actually, in a few minutes here, grasp our hands around it.
A couple key questions maybe though. Can you smoke outside?
You cannot.
Can you smoke, so anywhere outside, so including at ski resorts and chairlifts and stuff?
Right, anywhere that's a public view.
Okay.
Public place, chairlifts, parking lots, bars. Bar parking lots.
Okay.
Movie theaters. Any place like that someone else can see you. Is kind of the way I tell people is that in the privacy of your own home, the law allows. Anything in public, the law does not.
In your car?
Your car is
gray
area. It's actually more starting to be considered not okay in your car. Because your car is still a public place. It's being used to move people around. And if you're stopped at the stoplight, do you want the family next door to see you partaking in that?
And you're driving and
you're driving.
Probably.
You're driving. So I really want to stay away from anything in the cars. Make those good choices. Look up the laws that pertain to you. I know that's probably not the answer you want to
That's
hear.
Okay. No,
but I think that's
good.
more in tune because there's so much to it, and each person has their own thought process.
Yeah. And pot is such a different. There's so many different ways to smoke it or eat it or whatever that it feels like it could affect you very differently. So speaking generally is hard.
It is. That. Another part of that is we talked a little bit about driving.
Yeah.
You know, alcohol. It's pretty easy for people to, because we've been dealing with this for years, understand the importance of intoxicated driving. Marijuana is the same type of thing. And so even though marijuana is newer to our state, we still want to make those appropriate choices after consuming marijuana, whether it be in the edible, smoked form or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Make those choices that marijuana is still a drug, just like ecstasy, heroin, any of those, and they can still affect your ability to drive.
Are there ways to test for being high and essentially getting pulled over and getting a DUI for marijuana usage?
So if you're suspected of DUI with drugs, our officers perform the same test on the side of the road, or a very close variation of them with some additional tests for possible drugs.
Okay.
And then that person's afforded the opportunity for a blood test at the medical center or through Grand County EMS, which is where they actually will get a blood test done. Yeah. That test gets sent to the state of Colorado, and the results come back to us.
Got it. Do we see those in the county?
Okay. We do.
Okay.
You know, we had a unique case in the county here not too long ago. We had a lady get intoxicated off of vanilla extract, and something you don't expect.
Oh my gosh, no.
However, we caught this lady, and she had 7 or 8 different bottles of vanilla extract. Gosh. And vanilla extract contains like a 40% alcohol, and so it's very, very high alcohol content. And this lady was contacted and had prescription drugs as well as vanilla extract in her system. Yeah. And her driving habits were extremely dangerous.
Right.
And so when we think about drunk driving, we think about a beer, some marijuana.
Right.
We don't think about all those extra things.
But there's a lot of things.
And then real quick in the county here, I think this is important to bring up too, is that we're experiencing more and more stuff with edibles.
Okay.
We see a continuous increase in cases. Yeah. A lot of those cases end up in our emergency room or in the back of our ambulances because people eat a batch of cookies.
Right.
They eat several chocolates.
Don't feel it right away and continue to eat and
those
overdosed.
Those are on the rise.
Yeah. Okay.
We see a lot of those. Probably at least a few a month.
Wow.
And this is Grand County where people don't expect that stuff.
Yeah.
But you know, by our law, they're allowed.
Right. Right.
But at the same time, you know, you gotta be responsible.
Yeah. Do you think, just one quick final question about it, with California passing it, legalizing, is that going to help Colorado? Like, does that help you guys? Are you guys able to cross-reference any resources statewide, or do you feel like states are pretty independent of one another?
Each state's pretty independent of each other. Colorado has some things that they're really focused on. Yeah. Their beliefs one way or the other. California and the other states, one way or the other.
Okay.
A lot of people are watching Colorado right now. Okay. A lot of people are coming here to Colorado for employment because of our stance on these types of things.
Right. So be safe in whatever you do.
Whatever you do, just be safe, plan ahead, make good, responsible choices.
There you go.
Whether you're our citizens or whether you're here having a good time. Make good, responsible choices.
Cool. Well, thank you so much, Brett, for being here. Will you come back?
I will, absolutely.
Awesome. Well, I have a quick this or that for you. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Winter or summer?
Winter.
Ooh, okay. Well, have a happy winter.
I will, thank you.
We're here on TV 18. We're hanging out. We'll be back. Eric Peterson is going to be here with NSCD talking about National Sports Center for the Disabled and its impact here on our community. So we'll be back here on TV 18. Thanks.